Well, you got yourself a project car that you barely fit in, and this thing looks like it's been sitting for a while. This first generation Miata, also known as the NA Miata, that ranges from 1990 to 1997 is so simple yet so much fun. The 50-50 weight distribution makes it handle incredibly well for what it is, the manual transmission wakes up that powertrain, and the convertible top makes you smile just like the car. This thing just always looks so happy. This particular Miata, being an early model year, has the 1.6 liter engine because the 1.8 liter came in later years. It has a manual steering rack, and it also has problems. It is a 30-year-old car after all. And the first thing I do on a convertible is to deal with the soft top because I can fix it mechanically later, but if this is leaking, I am not dealing with mold inside the vehicle. As much as I like to drive it with the top down, when it sits parked, I want it sealed up. So I'm gonna remove what's left over of my soft top here. It's not in horrible shape, but it's also not in the best shape. To remove this soft top, all you need is a screwdriver, a 10mm socket, and a little bit of patience. Typically, people will remove the whole frame with the vinyl top, set it on the ground, and then pull the vinyl off. But we're gonna do it differently, pulling the vinyl top right off and leaving the frame attached to the car. This makes it so you don't need to remove extra parts and you don't have to worry about aligning the frame with the windshield at the end. Unscrew all the screws holding the outer brackets on, both on the front and on the sides. Unhook the cables that run through the vinyl. In the middle, there's a thin metal hold down that you'll have to unfold to remove the top from it. On the back panel, there's a carpet that you need to remove, and then with a 10mm socket, you can pull off these brackets that hold the vinyl to the body of the vehicle, and just make sure you don't lose that 10mm socket because you know how they like to go missing. With all those off, the top can be removed and the frame stays in place. Okay, I got it. I'm good. We're good, we got it. Here we go. Oh, hey. Well, good thing you're here because we have some things to talk about. With the top off, you want to do a lot of investigation and a lot of cleaning. If you have water getting in, first of all, you need to make sure that it's not from the edges, which in this case, yes and no. And if you look closely right here, all of this dirt is actually covering the drains for the soft top. So the soft top actually doesn't go over the body of the vehicle, it goes under. That means any water that runs down when it rains or you wash the car has to go somewhere. It's going to make its way in the back here, but if it can't drain out, it's either gonna sit here and rot out this back panel or mold or get in on the carpet, and you don't want that. So that's part of our issue here. That's why I was getting water in the car in the back. Now, we do have a couple tears in the old soft top, so that's another reason why I'm replacing it. This whole area right here though needs to be cleaned thoroughly. I have to vacuum it. I'm gonna wipe it down, make it nice, and those drains have to get unclogged. I'm not putting this top back until I have a lot of water flow going through those. They are fairly large openings. Do they need to be that large? No, that's a little extra, but that's fine. We'll clear them out. No matter what I do, I can't get that drain unclogged, and the only other way to do it is to go up and poke at it from down below where it comes out. I'll show you. Let's just go up. Well, I got this area cleaned up completely. Everything is shiny, everything is unclogged. The drains were bad. On the passenger side, there was a lot of dirt on top. That one actually cleaned up easier. The driver's side drain was actually clogged in the tube that goes down, or the line, hose, whatever you want to call it. It was absolutely packed with mud. No water was making its way through there. So anyway, now that that's done, it's time to bring the top back in and attach it, and I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks along the way to make things a lot easier. One of the quick tips I have for you is this channel in the back here, this plastic, vinyl, whatever it is, it has to get the top put in right here in the middle. Okay, so it's going to basically pinch over it, and then on top of that go metal brackets that pinch it all together. It is very important that you do that, otherwise the water, instead of going in here and running out the sides, will run, well, I mean, into your car. So that's the whole reason we're here, is to avoid that. Okay, are you ready for this? Because I don't know if I am. Kind of have to be though. I gotta be careful because in our case this is glass. Okay, it's not vinyl, so it can break. So we're just gonna lay it down nice and even. These corners are gonna be probably the most difficult part because it's hard to reach and hard to see. And like I said, you have to get the top inside of that piece of plastic. So, can you see what I'm doing? You can't see what I'm doing. Come on over. See, now you can watch me. If you have any tips on doing this, leave them in the comments section below, because I'd love to hear them, or read them, I guess. All right, so I got all the bolts lined up with the holes on the soft top. So at this point, I'm gonna go inside and attach it with all the brackets so it doesn't fall off again. You wanna come with me? Let's go inside. All right, here we are. I'm just gonna make sure that this all hooks in. So, I'm gonna get this larger bracket put on first. Oh, come on. Okay, it's time to put on all the hardware. And just as a tip when you do this, just start it on. Okay, don't tighten it fully, because very likely this has to get out of my face for a second, but this is gonna have to move around a little bit to get everything lined up. So it is a good idea to just start it all and then tighten it once everything is started. I'm just going to hold this with my hand. Oh, please don't tell me it went in the drain. Oh, it did not. Everything's tightened down in the back, and I got a tip for you here, because this soft top has this cable with a spring on the end that has to run through it. I have an old antenna, but you can use a metal coat hanger. I like the antenna because it bends, but then it pops back into its straight shape. It also has a ball on the end, which makes it so I can slide it through the opening here of the soft top, and it'll come out the other end without snagging anything. You're gonna have to kind of maneuver the soft top a little bit, put it in through the end that it comes out through, and then just run it up. Boom, pops out the other side, no problem. Now, you take your spring, or the end of your cable or whatever, you hook it onto this, and you pull it through. Oh no, I lost it. Okay, that's all right, we'll start over. You can tape it if you want. I've done that with hood latch cables in the past. You just use some tape and hang it on here. Got it. So that gets our soft top hooked back in over here. And at this point, you want to make sure you don't put the wrong thing on first, because it's easy to get it out of sequence, and then you have to undo it to redo it. So for me, I actually have to hang this cable first, then I'm going to have to unfold the frame and pull it tight. Oops. All right, this is going to be a little tricky. Got it. All right, now we have to put on this piece here. And just a note for you, if you have the original top, some of the hardware on this Miata will be rivets, not screws. That is going to be something you'll have to drill out. You don't have to put rivets in, you can put screws, but just something to keep in mind. All right, now you want to make sure that this lines up and is pulled tight. Otherwise, you can have a top that just doesn't look good. When you put these metal pieces in, be very careful because they're very thin. Start the screws in here. You don't want to bend anything. You definitely don't want to lose your screws. Another tip for you, when you tighten these, super careful, because if you're going to put screws in instead of rivets, if that's what the vehicle had, you want to make sure you don't over tighten them. They're going into plastic and they can strip out. And if it strips out, this won't hold properly. And if it doesn't, well, your new soft top isn't staying on tight. So take it easy. All right, weather stripping. That was easy. All right, moment of truth. If you've done everything right up to this point, we should be able to pull this vinyl top up and over the end of the frame here, and it should pull nice and tight. If it does not, well, it's not sitting right somewhere. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to disassemble a little bit. But let's see how close I got it. I tried. Ooh, it's looking promising. But the real test is, can I close it? Oh yeah. Perfection. All right, so it's time for the trim pieces. I think I'm gonna put the long one that goes across first. That'll hold everything. And then I'll put the two side pieces in. Okay, you see what I did here? So I put in the center to hold it, and then the two outer ones to line it up. Then I'm gonna put in the rest, because this is such a big piece with so many bolt holes that I would never get it to line up otherwise. All right, everything's back together. I put the carpet back there. Everything latches perfectly. That's awesome. So at this point, with the soft top done, the interior of the car is sealed up. I don't have to worry about water getting in here, it potentially molding, while I work on the rest of it, because I did find some other things that need to be addressed before I can enjoy this car on the road safely.